Hey, it's Chris. Thanks for stopping by today. I'm checking out the Nelson-Rigg Sierra Dry Saddlebags. Mount them up on the bike and take them out for my next tour and report back and let you know just how well they do. You may be more familiar with Nelson-Rigg for their rain gear and their bike covers, but they make some pretty good luggage as well. The Sierra Dry Saddlebags are totally waterproof roll top bags. They're more value priced. For that reason, I think they probably fit in a lot of people's budget. These Sierra Dry Saddlebags come in a black or bright yellow. I'm always a proponent of visibility, so I'm going with the bright yellow. I'm gonna mount them up, take them out on my next long ride, and I'll be able to let you know just how they work out. From a capacity perspective, they're 27.5 liters per bag. They're semi-rigid, which means they've got some structure to them, but they are soft, so less likely to harm you if you do go down, especially if you're doing adventure bike, off-road type stuff. I always feel a little safer about my legs if I know I'm not carrying hard bags on the bike. So let's dig in the box and let's get those bags all set up. These are the rigid pieces that will hold the bag's shape. Soft protective piece that'll keep the bag from rubbing against your frame. You can see some reflective tape on the back, quite thick, got a kind of rubber texture to them. They also come with two zip-up liner bags, so you can load clothing in the inner bag, zip it up, drop it in the outer bag, leave the outer bag affixed to your bike. And while they are bright, I would not say they're high vis. So first up, we're going to put the rigid liner in. We're going to do this by sliding it in, and if you look closely in here, there's a lip, and then we'll fold it and get it under on the other side. Just kind of wiggle that into place. Kind of bend it. Push it out. So now that rigid piece is in here, giving it a nice filled out shape. I'll drop the liner bag in there. I'm gonna roll that top. That's what that bag looks like. What I'm actually gonna do is take these Velcro straps. I'm gonna feed them through going up. Alright, so that just went in this way. And then we'll line up the Velcro. And these will just drape over the side and get pinched against the luggage rack itself. So that's it. So now we have 4 straps. We'll just strap it to the frame of the bike. To go around the frame once. And then come around again. And then I'm gonna feed it through cam lock. And then these top straps, really designed to secure extra luggage. So if you have a roll, a tent, sleeping bag, something, you can strap it to the top and they just hook on like that. And once I get my gear in there, it should stretch it, it should smooth out the little wrinkles. That's pretty much it. I'm gonna go around and trim these just a little bit and melt the edge so it doesn't fray. On top, I'm gonna do the same, just leave just enough so that it doesn't hit my exhaust pipe. That way I can use it if I need it later. And then the final element is when I'm traveling long distances, I'm gonna have a cable lock that I'm gonna run through the D-hooks, zigzag it through the actual rack, and it's gonna have a padlock type setup, and that cable lock will keep these somewhat secure. So I'll do the same on the other side, and I'm gonna take this out, get some miles on it. Hey guys, okay, so I did some field testing with the bags. I've been riding with them as I showed you, with just the side straps mounted, and a couple things have come up. As you can probably see if you look closely, The bag is not full, so it's got a lot of creases happening. It's also at the back, it's not flat. The backing plate is kind of squishing. And they move around a fair bit. They tell you to use these very large Velcro straps and run them across the top. Couple issues with the Velcro straps. I don't like the way they look. They also don't land in a good spot here with this setup. So I would prefer, considering the time and effort I've put into putting real luggage racks on the bike, I want to use those luggage racks. I want to keep this nice and clean. So I'm going to try and take advantage of the D-rings that are in the back of this bag. There are D-rings on the front of the bag, right? And on the back of the bag, back here where the straps are. So if you look at that real close, I'm gonna cut a small 1-inch slice. I'm gonna use a zip tie to grab that D-ring and fasten it to the rack. That'll give me the vertical support so the bags don't droop. It'll give me a nice straight backing plate. The other piece is, in order to get the bag to look clean and neat and have the folds where I want the folds to be, I'm gonna load up the inside bag with some clothing and just use that in the heat of the day to really get its shape. Okay, so I'm gonna locate that D-ring, and if I pull up on the D-ring, just to feel kind of where it's gonna end up when there's some vertical tension on it. Okay, so I've got my Sharpie, I'm gonna mark that. And it really goes right up until the edge of where the strap's coming through. All right, those two cuts are there. And then I've got black zip ties. They should be very hard to see once I've got them in place. And then once I go around the rack, I'm gonna then come back through, obviously, and hook up at the front, and that'll make it easy for me to take them off later. Now, since we're doing this and we don't need these large Velcro straps, we have a couple choices. We can remove them altogether and just cut them off with, you know, a pair of tin snips or something would take them off easily. Otherwise, I can drop them down between the backing plate and the bag itself. And that way I've got future opportunity to use them if I want to. So all I'm doing with these is pulling them out. I'm folding them, sending them down through this little slot, and then I'm folding them in half to fit nicely behind the bag without getting in the way. All right, so now I've got the bag holding on with the zip ties. I've packed the inner bag full of clothing, and I'm gonna drop that in there to keep that shape and stretch it out. So hopefully this was helpful for you. If it was, smash the like, subscribe to follow along. Thanks for stopping by. Bye for now.